The Mugen Train arc is one of the most heartbreaking moments in Demon Slayer history, with Kyojuro Rengoku dying just as the sun rises to save everyone on board. But what if the flame Hashira survived that night? What if he was the one who shoved his fist through Akaza's chest instead? Today, we're diving into what would happen if Rengoku lived to fight in the final battle, and this timeline changes everything. Before we begin, there's a crucial detail about Rengoku's character I want to cover. In the original story, Rengoku's death wasn't just tragic, it was necessary for Tanjiro's growth. His final words set Tanjiro's heart ablaze.
If you are feeling disheartened, that you are somehow not enough, set your heart ablaze.
And gave him the determination to push beyond his limits. But in a world where Rengoku survives, we get something different. We get to see what the flame Hashira could truly accomplish at his peak. Our story begins not on the Mugen Train, but years earlier in the Rengoku estate. Young Kyojuro watches his father, Shinjuro, practice flame breathing in their family dojo. This is before the tragedy, before his mother's illness, before his father's fall into alcoholism. This is when the Rengoku family still burned, bright with purpose. Shinjuro is relentless in his training, and he expects the same from his sons. The flame Hashira doesn't just protect people, Kyojuro. His father tells him during a particularly brutal training session. We inspire them. We show them that even in the darkest night, there's always a flame that refuses to go out. These words become Kyojuro's foundation. Even as a child, he understands that being a Rengoku means carrying a torch for others to follow. When his mother, Ruka, falls ill, young Kyojuro promises her that he'll never let his flame die out, no matter how dark things become. After Ruka passes away, Shinjuro breaks exactly as we saw in the original timeline. He abandons his duties, turns to alcohol, and refuses to train either of his sons. But Kyojuro doesn't break with him. Instead, he picks up the training scrolls his father abandoned and teaches himself, using his mother's final lessons and his own determination. By the age of 15, Kyojuro joins the Demon Slayer Corps. He passes final selection with such overwhelming force that the Corps leaders immediately recognize his potential. Within 3 years, he becomes the youngest flame Hashira in a generation, surpassing even his father's achievements at the same age. The other Hashira respect him immediately. Tengen appreciates his flamboyant spirit. Gyomei recognizes his pure heart. Even Sanemi, who rarely respects anyone, acknowledges Rengoku's strength. But it's Rengoku's unwavering optimism that truly sets him apart. In a world of demon slayers hardened by loss, he remains genuinely hopeful about humanity's future. Years pass, and Rengoku takes on dozens of missions, saving countless lives. He develops his flame breathing to new heights, creating variations of existing forms and perfecting his technique. By the time the Mugen Train mission arrives, Rengoku isn't just a Hashira. He's considered one of the strongest demon slayers of his generation. When Rengoku boards the Mugen Train with Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke, he's immediately impressed by their potential. Tanjiro's selflessness reminds him of why he became a demon slayer. Zenitsu's hidden courage shows him that strength comes in many forms. And Inosuke's wild determination proves that even the roughest stones can be polished into something brilliant. The fight against Enmu proceeds as we know it. The lower Moon One's blood demon art traps everyone in dreams. But Rengoku breaks free quickly, using his indomitable will. He coordinates the younger slayers, guiding them to victory while protecting all 200 passengers simultaneously. When Enmu's neck is finally severed, Rengoku allows himself a moment of pride. These young slayers will be incredible someday. But then, Akaza appears. The Upper Moon 3 steps out of the forest with that signature grin. looking at Rengoku like a predator that's found the perfect prey. Become a demon, Akaza offers immediately. Someone with your strength deserves to fight forever, not waste away as a human. Rengoku's response is the same as the original timeline.
Why don't you become a demon as well?
No thanks.
An absolute refusal. But this fight goes differently. In the original story, Rengoku was holding back, trying to protect the injured slayers and the train's passengers. This time, with everyone clear of the danger zone and the train stopped, Rengoku can go all out. The battle is devastating. Akaza's technique development and compass needle track Rengoku's fighting spirit perfectly. But Rengoku adapts. He uses techniques we never got to see in the original timeline. Flame-breathing forms that push his body to absolute limits. The clash of their powers creates shockwaves that shake the ground. Akaza lands the same fatal blow from the original timeline, driving his fist through Rengoku's solar plexus, the flame. Hashira's eyes widen in pain, blood spilling from his mouth. Tanjiro screams in horror. The sun is still minutes away. This is it. This is where Rengoku dies. But something different happens. As Akaza pulls back for a finishing blow, Rengoku doesn't try to hold him in place like before. Instead, he does something that catches the Upper Moon completely off guard. He grabs Akaza's arm and pulls him closer, using the demon's own momentum against him. In one fluid motion, Rengoku drives his hand straight through Akaza's chest, reversing the fatal blow. The demon's eyes widen in shock as Rengoku's fingers wrap around his demon core. You said I should become a demon to fight forever. Rengoku gasps through the pain, blood dripping from his mouth. But you're wrong. Humans are stronger because our time is limited. Every moment matters. Every fight counts. That's something you'll never understand. The sun begins to rise over the horizon. Akaza's regeneration kicks in, trying to heal around Rengoku's hand. But the flame Hashira uses his remaining strength to use flame breathing internally, burning Akaza from the inside. The combination of sun and flame overwhelms the Upper Moon's healing. For the first time in centuries, Akaza feels fear, not of death, but of losing, of being defeated by a human. As his body begins to crumble, memories flash through his mind. Memories of when he was human. Memories of someone he loved. And in his final moment, Akaza whispers, "Thank you for showing me what true strength is." As Akaza disintegrates completely, Rengoku collapses. The wound through his chest is fatal. There's too much damage. But Tanjiro refuses to accept it. He tears his uniform to create bandages, while Zenitsu runs to find the train's medical supplies. Inosuke actually carries Rengoku to Shade, showing a gentleness no one knew he possessed. Against all odds, Rengoku survives. The Kakushi arrive with emergency medical support, and while the Flame Hashira spends months recovering, he lives. The news of his victory against an Upper Moon spreads through the Demon Slayer Corps like wildfire. For the first time in a century, a Hashira has killed an upper-ranked demon and survived! During his recovery, something changes in Rengoku. He's always been strong, but now he's experienced death and come back. He's seen the edge of his limitations and learned to push beyond them. When he returns to duty 6 months later, he's noticeably different. Still optimistic, still inspiring, but with an edge of steel that wasn't there before. The Hashira training arc takes on new significance because Rengoku is there to participate. His survival and victory against Akaza has inspired every demon slayer. If a Hashira can kill an Upper Moon and live, then maybe they actually have a chance against Muzan. When the Infinity Castle battle begins, Rengoku is at full strength. He fights alongside the other Hashira with renewed determination. During the sunrise countdown against Muzan, his presence changes the entire dynamic of the battle. The Demon King has to account for another Hashira-level fighter, one who's already proven he can kill upper moons. The final battle is still brutal. Hashira still fall, but Rengoku's flames never go out. When Muzan tries to overwhelm them with his final form, Rengoku uses a technique he developed during his recovery. Ninth form, Purgatory. A flame so intense, it actually pushes back the Demon King's attacks. As the sun finally rises and Muzan begins to burn, Rengoku stands with the other survivors, battered and broken, but alive. He thinks about his mother's words, about keeping his flame burning. He thinks about Akaza's final moment of clarity, and he realizes that surviving isn't just about being strong. It's about what you do with the time you're given. In the aftermath, Rengoku returns to his family estate where his father waits. Shinjuro, who's been sober since hearing about his son's battle with Akaza, stands in the courtyard. For the first time in years, father and son train together, the sound of their swords echoing like old times. Rengoku takes on students, passing down flame breathing to a new generation that will never face demons. He tells them stories of the brave slayers who fell, making sure their sacrifices are never forgotten. And every morning, he watches the sunrise and thinks about Akaza's final words, about what it truly means to be strong. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another Demon Slayer video. Stay balls deep, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.